Hi, I'm Tash, and this is a video about traps to avoid falling into when debating British parliamentary style. So there are three main things to avoid in BP debating. The first one, knifing, secondly, locking out, and thirdly, falling out. So the first one, knifing. This is when you contradict another team that is on your same side. So as you may have heard in another video by Cam, we established that there are 4 teams in a debate, 2 teams on the government side of the motion and 2 teams on the opposition side of the motion. Now, in order for the debate to work, you need to have the 2 teams on each side agree on that side of the motion. So you can't be a closing government team and suddenly decide that you actually like the position opening opposition has on the topic instead. No, you need to be really careful to not openly contradict the other team on the same side as you. So this is when you essentially stab them in the back or say their material is wrong or disagree with their model. Now, the way to avoid falling into this trap is just always try and agree with their model and try and agree with their arguments. Don't POI a team on your side. Now, if you feel like the other team on your side has totally kind of misunderstood the debate, or maybe you don't agree with their points, the best kind of way to deal with it is try and be really, really strategic, try and avoid openly kind of insulting them or contradicting them, and instead just really focus on your own case and your own kind of strategy in the debate. So the second trap to avoid in BP debating is locking out. This is when you prevent a team from contributing or you ignore a team's material. In BP debating, it's really important to prove that you can respond to all the opposition teams and you can be the best team in the debate. And if you totally ignore one team, if you don't take a single POI from them, then it makes you look kind of unstrategic. It makes you look like maybe you're not like willing to engage with that. But also it's kind of unfair because in order for a BP debate to work, we need to be taking people's POIs, we need to be engaging in some form of clash. So the way to avoid falling into the mistake of locking somebody out is just make sure you take a POI from that team between your 2 speakers and address all their material in your rebuttal. So make sure you do have some kind of response to their extension or to the points they were bringing up. The third kind of trap to avoid falling into, and if the first 2 were kind of traps that closing might be falling into, this one is kind of an opening one, which is falling out. And this is when your material is no longer discussed in the debate or people have kind of forgotten it. And obviously this is not very good and you're not going to be able to win the debate if no one's talking about your material or you're not doing any POIs. So the way to avoid it is ask a lot of POIs, be really smart and strategic about your POIs, especially at the end of the debate when, you know, you want the adjudicator to walk away hearing your material as being important in their mind. Spend a lot of time thinking about how you can make your case the best in case prep. Think about that setup, make sure you do ground it and give a lot of examples. Make sure you do engage in clash with the other opening team as well and do some rebuttal. So you're proving that even though maybe opening half has ended and it's now closing time, as an opening team, you can still be really relevant and win the debate.